Fire in Chinatown, living with the inflation, and we've got a story on the Pattaya Pride Parade. That's all coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, and this show is brought to you by BISP, that is British International School Phuket, and presenting with me today is Natty Warisa.
Hello, everyone.
Hello indeed.
Happy
And I will
Monday.
be your host for today. I'm Jay, rocking the Thaiger tee.
Yeah. You can buy the merch at Thaiger e-commerce shop. What's it called?
The
Thaiger shop.
The Thaiger.com /shop.
I did a great job announcing that. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, you can use the timestamps to skip to the part that you want to skip to and hear more about the stories that we're going to be talking about today. We have got actually almost 6 stories today, so let's get on with it. The first one being the Bangkok Chinatown fire. Natty, now unfortunately, one person has died in a fire in Bangkok's Chinatown, which was yesterday. The blaze broke out in the historic Sampeng market in Sampantawong district, located beside the Chao Phraya River. Now, terrified shoppers were obviously running for their lives as the blaze started to gut about 5 houses before firefighters arrived on the scene to put out the flames. And some rescue volunteers choked on the smoke and were rushed to the Klang hospital. The Bangkok governor Khun Chachat has come out and was reportedly on his way to inspect the scene after the fire broke out. The fire is believed to have been caused by a transformer exploding at a 3-story shop house, according to a Thai media outlet, and it is believed that the flames then spread to cars parked in front of it. This market obviously has a very rich history as Chinese immigrants settled here in 1782, the year Bangkok became Thailand's capital, and Bangkok Chinatown obviously very famous for shopping and eat food, and it's a very vibrant scene in Bangkok.
The blaze looks extremely, how to call this, like it's huge fire. That's very unfortunate. Yeah. Because I know that a lot of people, like, that's the residential area as well as where they work and live in the same place. So it's like they lost everything.
It's densely populated. A lot of people living there, working there, and visiting there every day. For now, we're going to keep you up to date with all the latest information on thethaiger.com. We hope anyone recovering because of the damage caused by the fire, or anyone, the families of the people who've lost their lives, our condolences here from the Thaiger office. All right, Natty, let's now talk more about Bangkok and referring to the thumbnail today, living with the inflation. Now, the Bangkok governor, actually, he's been quite popular. He's been a lot in, obviously he's going to be out on the news every day, he's on the spotlight, but he's making some moves and headlines almost every other day, isn't he? He's got great PR.
Great PR.
So I'm going to start firstly talking about commuters, all right? Now, there was a news piece out talking about how commuters have now turned to trains. Trains have actually seen a 30% increase in passengers, especially for the last couple of months, due to the price rise in fuel prices, inflation, and just rise in prices in general. More people are opting for travel by train, and it seems to be the preferred mode of transport due to the high fuel prices as well. And as health concerns caused by COVID-19 are diminishing, people are commuting more often, but people are not choosing to drive their own vehicles, especially, even if you have a 30-minute drive, what would cost you 500 baht is now costing people 700 baht, which is an increase of 200 baht. And if you think about it, if you're refueling at least 2 to 3 times a month, that's an extra 500 baht that you're spending, which most people can't afford, even though it does look like a excuse me, even though it might look like a very small difference, but it does have a very big impact on many people across Thailand. Now, Nakhon Ratchasima railway station has seen an increase of over 30% in passenger numbers. So Let me ask you, Natty, if you could travel from Bangkok to Hua Hin by train or car, preferably, yes, you would choose car because you can arrive within, what, an hour and a half, an hour?
2 hours maybe, yeah.
But by train, you actually traveled to Hua Hin by train. How long did it take you?
Ooh, because I took the slow train, so it stopped at virtually every single station. So it took
Okay.
us like 5 hours to get
wow.
there. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a long journey.
And can I ask you how much your ticket cost?
Oh, we also went on a disability train, so that one was off the charts. That one was 700 baht
Ooh,
per
okay.
ticket. That one was expensive. But if you go into a no aircon one, it could be as cheap as like only a couple hundred baht, like
Okay.
130 or something. So it's pretty affordable. Yeah.
All right, especially if you're traveling with, a family or a couple of people, perhaps using the train would be a lot more a viable option in terms of costs and
Yeah.
saving costs. Now, all train trips were suspended during the COVID-19 break, but they have now actually resumed, all of them. So there are now sufficient services for the high demand during rush hours in the morning and in the evening, according to the station master as well from the Nakhon Ratchasima railway station. And especially in BTS as well now, during crowded hours, many people use the MRT and the BTS, and that has also seen an increase in the amount of passengers. Surprised? Are you surprised? I'm not.
I'm not as well. Like now that the restaurants are full of people,
Yeah.
malls are full of people, obviously people have to get there somehow. And the cars in Bangkok in particular are just jammed now. So
Yeah.
what's the alternative? Not only just saving time, but also saving costs. So there you go.
Yeah. I was talking about a story yesterday regarding the BMTA, which is basically the public bus service. And many commuters are finding it difficult to get public bus to go around Bangkok anyways, because they've reduced the frequency of their service due to high costs. And the
Oh.
BMTA actually came out and they were talking about how, yes, they have thousands of buses, but they range from an average of 5 years to 25 years of service. So they didn't say how many of them have been 20 years or plus, but they also came out and said, look, we can't do anything about it. We have reduced the frequency of our service. Our service is late. There's 90% of commuters actually complaining that it's late. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about it because we don't have the budget. So at least they were honest about the current situation. So perhaps Kun Chachat, the new governor, can do something about this and help the BMTA out and the people. Because they're not going to use the bus, it's unreliable, so people are going to use the train. It's but is that going to cause an issue for the trains? Are you going to have to, because if with demand, are you going to be waiting for a train for 30 minutes? Who knows?
When you say train, you mean the BTS?
Yeah, the
or just-
BTS or the
Ah.
MRT. I say that because, so we're in we're in Asok, right? So when I'm going to the MRT during rush hours, so let's say 5 p.m., 6 p.m., I'm going to the Phetchaburi, MRT Phetchaburi, right? I go and stand in front of the train, and when the train arrives, it's packed already,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So, and if there's 10 people waiting in line, I sometimes have to wait 2 trains. So I'm waiting on average 15, 20 minutes, which is fine. But I'm saying with this increase, like 30% increase in passengers for trains, am I now going to have to be waiting longer? Are trains going to come even more packed and more with more people?
Right.
Because any smart person would be like, all right, there's no point in waiting for a train in Phetchaburi. By the time it arrives in Phetchaburi, it's already going to be packed. Let me go to one station earlier, and take the train there.
Oh, you just gave them a tip. That's how you do it. Yeah.
I'm not a genius. I think anyone can figure that out.
Right.
But and by the time the train does arrive, you're standing like this, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh no, what's going on?
Yeah. We could use maybe not more frequent trips of the train, but just more, how to call it, carriages, because the MRT line is kind of long, and right now it has like maybe 10 of those carriages. So if we can increase that by like 2 each of each fleet, that would really help, I think. Yeah.
Definitely. Should they give up on the bus altogether?
Oh no, I feel like that's an integral part. And obviously the cost of the buses are so much lower than the BTS or MRT.
Yeah.
I think from one end to the other end of a bus, like it would not cost you more than 25 baht, whereas the BTS or MRT could cost you up to hundreds and hundreds of baht, like if you wanted to go on the end till the
from
end.
the
Yeah.
first station to the last
Yeah.
station.
So I mean the price difference is pretty lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The public bus sometimes costs like 20 baht. It's ridiculous how far you can go
Yeah.
with 20 baht on a public bus.
Yes.
If it arrives on time and if you can make it on there. Oh well. All right. Let's now, Nettie, talk about some solutions. There's a rise in price. Is there a solution for the BMTA? Hopefully the government can figure that out. Also, perhaps, to help with the rise in passengers in trains, add more carriages. It's easier said than done. Who knows if that'll
it's
actually
expensive,
happen.
I know that much.
But let's talk about a current solution that is already actually going to be practiced. Is curry the solution for rising prices? Natty Risa has got more information.
Right. So as you were saying, there's a rise in costs, in fuel in particular.
Yeah.
So the gas station, the PT filling stations across Bangkok and the surrounding areas are now offering 25 baht curry meals to people in those areas to help cope with the rising costs of essential things like food, right? And along with the Thai Restaurant Association, it's launched its brand new project today for the Curry Project. Now, the TRA president said that the project is in cooperation with several other partners and that the association also has guidelines for restaurants on how to soften the impact of rising costs for ingredients and liquid petroleum gas, that's LPG. So not only is the regular gas going up, the LPG prices have also gone up,
Okay.
and which causes a ripple effect to everything, including food. Now, this initiative follows the announcement on June 17th, mid of last week, I think, when the Energy Ministry Permanent Secretary revealed that the Energy Policy and Planning Office was going to support measures to buffer the rising cost of fuel resulting from the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict by maintaining the price of diesel at no more than 35 baht per liter until the end of June, which is very, very close. Like we're nearing the end of June, so expect prices to soar up a little bit higher. So many of the truckers are still not happy because they want the price to be capped at 25 baht per liter, but now it's at 30 baht per liter per
32,
diesel.
right? I
Yes,
thought it was,
around there, around 30. It's hovering a little bit. And they're already unhappy. So who knows when they actually let go of the price and let it soar to 35 to about 40. That's going to affect a lot of people.
Okay.
In fact, I can see that the prices of the food in the canteen next door has already increased quite significantly. And I'm very surprised that this PT filling station can offer food for only 25 baht per meal. I don't know how big the meals are going to be because the campaign only launched today, but 25 baht per meal is what I paid when I was 10 years old, which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can provide that price is quite interesting.
25 baht for a curry. I mean, it's difficult to find that in Bangkok. Yes, it is available in very specific areas. But yeah, and I think the further away you go from the city, you travel to Sirasha, you travel to Isan or wherever, yes, you will find those prices. But yeah, they're unreal for Bangkok. And especially during recent times because of inflation, minimum would be what, 40 baht?
Yeah.
50 baht?
I would
right?
say 40, 50. Now in the canteen it's 60 baht. And you know those mukbang sticks?
Yeah.
I used to buy it from a guy who sold it for 12.
Mukbang
and then,
is grilled pork, by the way. Yeah,
grilled pork. It's like pork on a lollipop stick. It's like candied lollipops. It was 12 baht and then they increased it to 15 baht. And just Friday, I went there and I gave him the exact same change that I always do. And he's like, yeah, well, it's actually 20 baht now for the same amount of pork.
Oh no.
From 12 to 20 baht in a span of less than 6 months.
How dare he?
Yeah, how dare he? But it's so good, I can't turn it down.
All right. Well, you can go enjoy or try out your 25 baht curry at your nearest PT station. Is it every PT station?
In Bangkok and
in
surrounding
Bangkok.
areas only.
Okay, cool. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about the Pattaya Pride Parade and also in Shunbury, beware, there's a cactus thief. More story on this after the break. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Thomas Hamilton. What a name. Thank you for being a Thaiger member. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And also, Natty, we've got a new sponsor.
Oh!
It's BISP.
BISP!
That is the British International School Phuket. Some might even say the top school in Thailand.
Is that because you went there?
It is absolutely not because I went there, even though I did, but it's just a fact.
Okay.
It's just a fact.
Okay.
Well,
okay, since we're there,
yes.
Can you tell me one good experience you had in BISP?
One good experience?
One of the most memorable, like, wow, this is like laminated in my memory.
The football tournaments.
Okay.
So my school was known as the football team. And now things have changed. We're really into sports, and we even have sports, national sports athletes, world sports athletes. But back in my time, we were really known for football. Football was love. Football was life. And if you want to be somebody in school, you had to play football. But yeah, we were quite extreme. We were quite competitive. We would travel to Bangkok, to Brunei, to Pattaya, to Regent's Pattaya. Yeah. We had teams from Taiwan, and all these international teams would come to compete in our school yearly. We had a yearly tournament, and our school was just amazing for sports, and we were able to make these connections and these experiences with kids from all around the world coming together for sport. So yeah, that was one of the most memorable.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to have like kids mingle around with other kids from different countries to get, how do you call it, acclimated? I don't know, like to get, a more worldly view without even having to leave Thailand itself. So
and it was just the opportunity to meet all these people. I mean, in general, the school is a very multicultural school, and you get to meet people from all different nationalities, accents, origins.
That's why you're so good at accents.
Maybe, who knows?
You're just making fun of your peers, and left.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the benefits of going to a multicultural school. You get opened up to so many good things, experiences, and around the world. So yeah, thank you to BISP, British International School Phuket, for sponsoring Good Morning Thailand. All right, and moving on, Natty, this weekend you were a busy bee.
I was a busy bee.
Buzz flying around. You were at the Global Women's Summit, and you were closing the event.
I was definitely not closing the event, but I was there at the close of the event. How about that?
What?
So, I mean...
I thought you were on stage.
Oh, I wish. Yeah. One day I shall represent the Thaiger and be there.
Okay.
But I wasn't. So, anyhow, Saturday was the final event of the Global Summit of Women.
Yeah.
And I was there for their special breakfast talk where they talked about social media and the impact it has on news, which I thought was really interesting because that's exactly what we do. They also had a panel discussion about ECG and how it informs business strategy, ECG being environment, society, and governance. And on that panel, they had several female leaders from leading industries, two from Thailand, being the CEO of K-Bank and the CEO of Siam Piwat, who was one of the main hosts of the event. And at the end of the session, I actually had an opportunity to ask the CEO of Siam Piwat, Kun Chadatip, what her opinions were about setting a quota for females in key leadership positions, because this is a topic for a lot of males. They're like, how dare you set quotas? Like, what about there are some male candidates that are equally suitable for that position, but you're blocking it off for females. And I thought her reply was beautiful. She said that, well, Thailand is lucky in a sense that historically, women actually for hundreds of years, we fought side by side with men physically in wars. There's a famous warrior called Tao Suratnari who actually led the war to completion, and she actually won the war. It was a war between Vientiane and Laos. And for that, women were acknowledged that we are second to none, and we're basically anything that a man can do, women can do as well. So we never had that issue of like males and females in the workplace. And so she said for Siam Piwat itself, performance is all she needs to know in terms of who's suitable for that position. And currently, about 60% of the key leadership positions are filled with women. So that answers that question. Yeah, so I was very happy to be amongst the empowered females there. If anybody were thinking like, ooh, what do women talk about? Well, we talk about anything that you guys are interested in. And I found the dynamic quite interesting. They were talking about metaverse, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, esports even. And back in the days, you would think like, oh, techie stuff like that. Maybe it's very male heavy, like it's a male dominated industry, but no, there were a lot of female techies in that event as well. So it was an eye-opener to see the world moving forward towards a lot more equality, and yeah, just very empowering event in total. Yeah.
Wow, I could feel the passion in you, Nettie.
Right.
Well done. All right, I think it's now time to address one of the surveys that we actually put out on Friday, as I sent the picture of the survey to Shai, which she can put up now. So, ladies and gentlemen, about 2,000 people, 2,000 viewers, sorry, I apologize, 3,700 people voted on a question we asked, which was regarding masks. And we asked, mask wearing is officially voluntary with a few exceptions, public transport, crowded spaces. Are you going to stop wearing face masks around the streets and public spaces? 69% of people said, yes, I'm done with masks. No surprise there. In second place was, it never bothered me then, it doesn't bother me now, with 14%. Nope, I don't want to catch COVID. People still safe, wanting to be safe, or scared of COVID. 10% of you said that. And I won't stop mainly to avoid the bad air quality in Bangkok, said 6%. So, about, 24, about 32%? 30+% of people would still wear a mask or don't really care. But 69%, what a number. 69% in particular said, yes, I'm done with masks. Nettie's done with masks.
I am so done with masks.
Nettie, can I ask you, were you out and about this weekend?
I was out and about without a mask.
Were you really?
I was probably the only person in the whole entire Asok Prompong area who would just like walk.
Well done you.
So if anybody was walking around that area, you might have seen like a small Chinese lady just walking without a mask.
Walking the streets, Natty Warisa.
Alone, so sad.
All right, cool.
How about you?
On Sunday, I did remove the mask for majority of the time I was around, but while I was commuting, because I took the train, I put on the mask because, like everyone was wearing the mask, and I felt like I didn't want to be the only person in the train not wearing a mask, and we were side by side, pretty much this close.
Right. Any hair flicking?
And I had to pretend to look around. No hair flicking, but just a lot of, pretending like that person's not looking at me while being half a centimeter away. No, half a centimeter, half a meter away. Yeah.
I find that so awkward. Like when I first took the public transportation back in like those days, I didn't know where to look. So I felt like, okay, maybe I should just stare at my phone, but I didn't really want to look at anything on my phone either. So I was just like scrolling through my pictures. I was like,
have you had that moment on the train where you just look at someone and you make weird eye contact and you're just like, and then they go,
no, I wish I had
and then you don't know where to look, and you're just like, we've already acknowledged each other. What do we do now? What do we do? What do I do with my hands?
I just feel like, as a small person, I guess, like when I look at someone, I typically have to look up, so it looks like I'm intentionally looking at them, right? And they're like, what are you looking at? I'm like, oh gosh, okay, I'll look here. Oh no, now I'm looking at another person.
Has someone ever actually said, like, what are you looking at?
No, they don't say it verbally, but
they
their
do it with their eyes.
Especially the women, they're so ferocious. They're like,
ferocious. Wow. All right, let's go with that. Talking about ferocious women, no, not talking about ferocious women, just ferociousness. Let's talk about Pattaya Pride Parade, even though it has no ferociousness. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, there was a Pattaya Pride Parade this weekend, in case you missed it. But people in Pattaya, I'm guessing you were out on the streets celebrating. Nettie, you've got more information on this.
Yeah, I have a little bit. So last Saturday, the International Pride Festival 2022 was held in Pattaya, Chonburi, to celebrate gay rights. And the City Hall and the Tourist Authority of Thailand were amongst the parade sponsors this year. There were over hundreds of people of all genders, celebrities, drag artists who joined, and they just basically showed unity and solidarity in this event. And I think the parade came at a pivotal moment for gay rights in Thailand in particular, because there's a bill to grant same-sex civil union status. It's currently pending right now and going through the parliament, but at the moment the bill doesn't quite endorse same-sex marriage yet. But what it does entail is that couples can adopt children, jointly manage assets and liabilities, and have inheritance and heritage rights between partners, which right now it's currently not in the laws, but it'll slowly become
it's
that.
a step forward, at least.
Yes. And speaking of the Pattaya International Pride Parade, if you don't mind me segueing right into the Miss International Queen 2022. Have you ever heard of that event before?
Miss International Queen, no. There's quite a few shows out there, just for my defense.
Right.
I only know Miss Universe, Miss World. Now there's, I think, Miss Grand, Miss
yes.
Supranational. Tiffany, I know Miss Tiffany's.
Miss Tiffany is one of them, but Miss International Queen is one of the biggest and most famous transgender beauty pageant across the globe.
Okay.
Yeah. And the winner, drum rolls please, brrr, the Philippines.
Right.
So there were altogether 23 women who competed for the title, and Miss Fuchsia Ana Ravina, who is a Filipina business owner, 27 years old, very young, she claimed the crown in Pattaya on Saturday. And the runner-ups were from Colombia and France. Now, the pageant hasn't been held in almost 2 years, obviously due to the coronavirus pandemic. So Fuchsia's win marks the pageant's return. And also, a fun fact, June is officially the Pride Month around the world. So that's why the event is held specifically on this weekend. There are tons.
Philippines has just got pageants on lockdown.
Yeah.
I mean,
beautiful people all around.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Yeah, well done. Well done to Philippines. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our last topic. Now, beware, Natty. Do you like plants?
I like plants.
Do you like cactus?
Sure.
Do you have a small cactus on your desk? You know those small cactuses that you can buy in the local market?
For 20 baht?
Yeah.
My sister is a cactus collector, actually. She has tons of cactus.
She's a cactus freak.
She is a freaky
Okay.
cactus.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, beware because Shunbury cactus thieves are on the loose.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they stole cactus up to 80,000 baht.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just wondering how many small... we're talking about those small cactus plants that you can keep on your desk.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever had a look on that. Chai, do you have a picture?
By the way, it's cacti. I think the plural is cacti.
It's okay. We're talking about these small... Does anybody have a small plant at the office?
You
Carmel?
almost do.
I think Carmel does.
Yeah, but that's not a cactus.
Oh, could you get mine? Could you get mine on
Yours
my desk?
isn't a cactus either. Yours is a fake plant.
It's a good representation
no.
of the cactus plant. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is Josephine.
Josephine.
Ladies and gentlemen. So I'm talking about, they're even smaller than this actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Cactus Thieves stole about 80,000 baht worth of these.
Wow, that's a lot.
I wonder
of
how many
cacti.
he stole because this cost me 20 baht. I think this costs about 50 baht from IKEA, if I'm being completely honest.
Nice.
Yeah, IKEA of Sweden. That's where
Well, I came all the way
Josephine.
from Sweden.
That's right. But yeah, 2 new crooks are on the loose in Shunbury province, cactus thieves. But why would anyone steal the prickly plants, I thought? And they are reportedly worth 80,000 baht, so there's a lot of money to be made. CCTV footage from last week shows that there were 2 men in mask who cut through the net of a greenhouse in Sirasha district and stole about 200 of these beautiful cactus plants before they dashed away in their pickup truck. The cactus farmer says the plants altogether were worth around 80,000 baht. And yeah, the Pattaya News reported this news, and the owner is going to hopefully report the incident to the Sirasha police station. Can you catch someone who's stolen a lot of 200 plants?
I guess.
They're not going to sell it on the black market. They're just going to sell it
Openly.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, Thailand and the world at large has plunged into an economic crisis due to the several issues, and many people have actually been finding new modes of selling things, whether it's food, whether it's mini cactus plants. And the farmer was one of this, and he's actually come out and said, look, I'm quite depressed. 80,000 baht is a lot of money for me and my family, and I would have sold these plants. He's nurtured these plants because they're real plants. He's created them, he's watered them. They have to be with him until they're sold. And yes, they're easy to maintain. It's a cactus. You water it once a month.
But still,
or once a week. But still, yeah.
It's an effort. Yeah,
it's an effort. It's his creation, and although the story has a funny vibe and Cactus Thieves, we can laugh at it. But someone's lost a lot of money, and this farmer's lost 80,000 baht, unfortunately. So I hope the police do catch him, and he I don't even know if you can insure plants, or I'm sure, I don't know, depending on whether you can buy insurance for your business if you're selling mini cactus plants. I doubt he has it. Hopefully he can somehow either they catch the criminals or he can get money back from the insurance. But we wish him all the best.
I find it really interesting that in these dire times, a lot of people are stealing plants. Because do you remember not too long ago, somebody was stealing, was it coconut plants or something? On like a pickup truck going somewhere. Like, just like going... Durian trees.
Durian trees.
Excuse me. Sorry.
They were trying to take it to Laos, I believe.
Yeah.
And those one cost a lot because I think there was like 1,000 trees or something that you stole.
Just like tons of tree stealing.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, who knows? There's a market out there. I mean, I have one.
A fake one.
Carmel has one. Do you have one, Nettie?
I don't.
We need to get you one.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that when you're an editor and you're coloring videos, because you're color grading and doing color correction, after a long time you lose your sense of color. No, like your eyes get affected by just focusing on your screen a long time. So they say you should take your plant out and look at it, and it kind of neutralizes your eyes.
Really? Is this real?
I don't even know if it's real, but it's a common practice amongst editors.
I want to try.
I don't know if there's any scientific proof actually confirming that, but hey, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, okay.
It's all mental. If you believe it, it's true.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, the voice of God has been paying attention, and she has been collecting your comments and questions for us to answer after this break.
Good Morning Thailand gets up to 80,000 viewers per week, and we'd like to weaponise our audience for you.
That's right. So if you have a business or property or even your house that you'd like to sell...
Private yacht?
Yeah, we could be in space.
I'm not sure about space.
Well, all you have to do is contact us on info@thethaiger.com, and you can hire us up to a day or even a week, and we'll go to your property and do the show live.
Good Morning Thailand, coming your way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time to answer some of your questions and answers. Enter the chat, the voice of God.
Hello.
Hello, Carmel.
Yes, I will work on my entrance one day. Okay, first comment. It's not related to the topics you talked about, but Sis says, "Hi Ajay, you're a stunner."
Oh.
Who said that?
Sis, S-I-Z.
That might be a first. Thank you very much. But then again, I hope stun in a good way, or just like, you're so...
I think
You're
it's
so
a
I don't think
compliment.
there's any
You've
way to
stunned.
insult someone by calling them a stunner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah.
Stone Cold Stunner?
What?
No? Nobody gets that reference?
No.
Anyways, thank you for the compliment, if it was a compliment.
Yep.
I'm just so not used to getting compliments that I'm always, someone's phone went off.
Hello.
How dare they?
Someone from Facebook, Jonathan Paul Snow, says, "Bring back Tim."
Who said that, sorry?
Jonathan Paul Snow. from
Jonathan Paul
Facebook.
Snow, I think that's something for you to address yourself. All right.
Okay, and regarding the fire in Chinatown,
Yeah.
Tony the Thaiger 86, our member, said that having electrical wire above the ground makes it worse for sure. The
Above
fire.
the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because there was a fire, right? So you want to put all the power and electricity and
Far
communications
away.
down. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
it's-
they're all they're all there. Like it's tangled too.
And
Yeah.
it's such an old place as well, as in like, you know, it's one of the oldest towns, Chinatowns, you know. I mean, it's been there for what, not decades, but
No centuries.
no,
not
I wouldn't
centuries.
say centuries, but it's been there for quite a few decades now, and like, it's not like the government's gonna go out and work on the roads of Chinatown and work on the cables. It's just something that it's been there for so long that it's easy to forget. And then, you know, when an event like a fire happens and all these hazards get highlighted from news reports, then they're like, oh, let's do something about it now. And unfortunately, that's how things really work.
I'm always in awe when I see people working on the cables. I'm like, how do you even know which cable is what? Because they're all in a huge loop and they all look the same. Like
He's
the
a
same-
genius.
Yeah.
I think those electricians don't get paid enough, because
Seriously.
just looking at those wires, like, you're living on the edge, my man.
Yes.
Other people added on to that comment.
Yeah.
Oluka said, I'm surprised more fires like that don't occur in Thailand. Drumkilla said, whenever I go there to Chinatown, I say this to myself, if fire breaks, we're all screwed. And Hans said, with all the lightning around Konkan, I'm surprised we have any working electronics left in the house.
I guess like it's rainy season right now as
Yeah.
well. So tons of lightning, and be careful.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how it would be when we were in Surat. The light kept going. When we were in Surat Thani, it was raining quite heavily, and yeah, the light went out almost both the days that we were
Yeah,
there.
we were there, and it was not out for like 30 minutes. It
Yeah.
was out for hours and hours at end, and I was thinking, oh no, we're gonna be in the
Yeah.
dark.
And by no fault from the resort as well.
No.
We actually got pictures, and the next day when we were driving by, we saw a giant electric pole just falling onto the street.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
And then there were people out there trying to fix it, and I was like, I salute you, good sir, for doing what you do.
When you guys talked about the commuters, how they turned to trains because of the rising prices in fuel, right? Oluka agreed with you and said to add more cars to the train, but a good buck, I have no clue how to say this username, he said that MRT train lengths are dependent on the length of the platforms. So as long as the platforms are a certain length, there's no way they can add
Yeah.
another compartment, right? Yes. But PG Santa suggested, or they could jack up the price of traveling with trains to lower the demand.
Oh no.
I don't think people would like that.
But then that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of trying to make it a more livable city.
Exactly, yeah.
Like putting costs down.
Ryan Bishop, our member, said, Jay, just use your chopper.
Just use my chopper instead of the trains. I don't know.
can
The
you make
fuel
healthy
prices are quite crazy these days, Ryan. So I've cut down costs.
Right. So you only travel by Ferraris now, you mean?
I wish I had a Ferrari. That's my dream.
Your dream
That's my
car.
dream car.
Right.
Yeah. That's when I know I've made it. If I can afford a Ferrari,
Uh-huh.
that's when I know.
PG Santa asked, when are the shows from Kaosol going to be available to us commoners?
That's an excellent question. Who said that? PG Santa?
Yes.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, everyone will be able to view our first video from Surat Thani on Saturday. This coming Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. We will be showing you teaser clips throughout the week so that you can get excited. But yes, Saturday is the launch date of the first video, and all members will also get behind the scenes, bloopers, funny videos that we caught all on camera while we were there for an exclusive video for members only. But yes, everyone will get to enjoy our first video of Surat Thani launching out on Saturday.
Yep.
Okay. Nadi, in the Global Summit of Women, right, you said they talked about various topics, but did they also address like social issues or not really?
Did they? Yes. So they were talking about, social issues such as like pronouns. You know, how it's important to acknowledge and recognize that there's now in this day and age, right? Like different people have different preferences of he, she, his, her, all that, and many, many more. But I think mostly the summit was focusing on how to revive the women's economic progress, especially during the COVID pandemic when a lot of women entrepreneurs lost their businesses and how to get back on that. That was
Okay.
more of the gist of
Okay. Then there's no way that you can answer this question, right? Because Hans asked, how do women at the summit feel about the abortion rights?
Oh,
The
nobody.
recent
It
one.
wasn't talked about, so I don't know how everybody was feeling about that.
Okay.
Can I address one comment? I'd like to welcome Eric M for catching us live. He said, "Nice, finally caught another live." Welcome, Eric M. Greg Anderson said, "Well, went to Siam Paragon yesterday. All Thai people were wearing masks. Expats not so much." I had a similar experience. I went to M Quartier this weekend, and the only people who weren't wearing masks were foreigners, exercising their right like they should. And 95% people were wearing masks, and they were all Thai people. So, yeah, I think it's still going to take some while. Even the Prime Minister came out and spoke about how he was actually quite happy to see that Thai people are wearing masks even though they're not required. So people are choosing to wear masks more than anything. And Kun Chacha, everyone's favorite Bangkok governor, actually posted a video of him jogging in the park without a mask. He is the first official. We were talking
Yes.
about this last week, Nettie.
Yeah.
He is the first official out there to take out his mask in open spaces.
Yes.
Was it a rule that you had to wear your mask even in open spaces to run? Like
A mask,
exercise?
mask was required.
still-
Yeah,
It was-
that's right. Yeah.
But now it's not required anymore.
People weren't doing it, let's be honest. Like, many people were not wearing a mask while running in a park.
Because you can't,
But
it's so
you were
difficult,
actually
yeah.
required to. Yeah. Hans C. Schellenberg says, "I'm setting up a GoFundMe to buy Jay a Harley." Yes, please, Hans. Yes,
Wow.
please. Can I tell you a funny story?
Please.
Growing up, I loved bikes. I thought bikes were the coolest thing ever. You know, like any boy, I was like, when I can get my driving license, I'm gonna buy myself a bike. And my dad was completely against it. He was like, "Not in Thailand, you're not." He's
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna die before you live your life." So he's like,
Uh-huh.
"There's no way you're driving a bike as long as I'm alive." And I was like, yeah. Well, like, I thought he would change his mind eventually. And he used to have a chopper.
Okay.
So he didn't have a Harley, but he used to have, I think, a Honda Chopper. I don't remember.
Right, those big
but
bikes,
yeah, to me,
yeah.
it was like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, those bikes, you turn them on, and you're disrupting all your neighbors, and it just feels like, yeah, I'm a man. You know, you get a leather jacket. The only time you ever wear a leather jacket in Thailand in this hot, sunny weather. And I was like 30 days before I turned 18, he sold it.
Oh no, he knew it. He was like, "Uh-oh, legal age to drive.
Yeah,
Let me just sell it."
He was honest about it.
Right.
I think at that time, the legal age was still 15 to
Okay.
drive to get a motorcycle
Okay.
license. I didn't know that. I thought, 18, everything, right? But then, 30 days before, he sold his bike, and he was quite honest about it. He's like, "Look, once you get 18, I wouldn't be able to say no to you because legally you're allowed to do that." But he's just like, "I just don't want you to drive a bike. Like, I love you too much to, let that happen on my watch." And I was like, fair enough. Now that I'm a lot older and I've been out and about a little bit, and I've seen all the motorbike accidents, and I've actually unfortunately I've lost some people through motorbike accidents. I get it. I understand. And I would never want my sister to ever drive a motorbike in Thailand. I mean,
Right.
things happen. Accidents happen all
course.
the time. But it's just not safe in Thailand.
Yeah, it's not. Like, people just don't abide by the rules, so you can't even predict. Even if you're super safe,
Yes.
you can't control everybody else on the road to be
Yes.
safe with you. Although, shout out to my good friend Maria. She drives a big bike,
Okay.
and she wears a leather jacket in
Yeah.
Thailand, by the way.
I mean,
and
yeah, just
it's
like...
so badass, man.
is
So
very
badass.
badass.
Although I'm like, damn.
So
girl.
Hans, if you do get me a Harley, I will parlay these rules that I have,
Yeah.
that I've abided by my whole life, and I will drive that Harley.
Yeah, I don't think he will, but one can dream. Should I address a few more?
Sure, if you have
Okay.
more.
On the survey of the masks, Captain Kremen said that he was in Asok with no mask, except when a restaurant demanded mask on entry, so I was able to take it off 1 minute later. So you're not, so to enter the restaurant you had to wear a mask, but you have to take it out anyways when you go eat.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's
weird.
Silly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the restaurant's being silly.
But yes, that is about it, actually. That's all I got from the comments.
Yeah. John Peake says, "I have 3 Harleys, guys. No kids." That's one way to afford 3
yes.
Harleys. Look at you. I don't.
PG
But
Santa doesn't picture you as a bike person.
PG's. I'm not a bike person. I've never actually rode a bike. I've ridden like a Honda Click to the 7-Eleven, you know. But I've never really, I've never ridden a bike. I'm more of a car guy just by default because I've only driven a car. I always wanted to be a pilot though. Yeah. I was one of those kids who watched Top Gun as a kid, and I was like, oh, I want to be a fighter pilot. Yeah.
You know, like, I'm the not complete opposite of you, but I've always wanted to race cars, like on a car track, like professionally.
Okay.
And my dad was like, absolutely no, like you will not do that. So I took my dad's car out and drifted, and then I was grounded for a week. I'm like, okay, okay,
no, Natalie.
When I was younger, I don't do that anymore.
Wow.
I do it with my mom's
Drifting dad's car.
Yeah, it was
What
not good.
What a rebel you.
His tires were ruined. Let me just say that much. Yeah.
Okay. There are no other comments or
All right,
questions.
ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please click the like button. There's 372 people watching, 91 likes. Please click the like button for Josephine.
Josephine.
Yes. And Natty sporting a Thaiger t-shirt.
And you too.
Yes. Yesterday on live, I actually had a tote bag.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave it away, and guess who won?
Who?
Retired Ron.
Oh, retired Ron again.
He's just a serial winner, I'm
What?
telling you. So I asked the question,
He's on a
what is
roll.
Tiger's slogan? And he was the first, and I was the first person to answer. He didn't send a message to the whole chat, and then all of a sudden I see Retired Ron. He said our slogan, which is join the conversation.
Nice. Congrats.
So, yeah. Tote bag coming to you, Retired Ron. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I've just said ladies and gentlemen pretty much 50 times.
Larry's not here to keep count.
All
Okay.
right, yeah. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow on live. So thank you,
Bye.
Nettie. Thank you, Carmel. Thank you, Shai.
you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.